In today's video on how to build your food truck with me, Frank Baltier's, we're continuing on the plumbing. This will be part 2 where we connect all this drain system being the 1.5 PVC. We connect it over here to the gray water tank so you can dispose of your dirty water when you're done for the day. So we're going to be taking all this and connecting it. I'm going to show you step by step how to do it. So let's get started right away. So there's a video of the before. I'm going to try to explain everything I can step by step. If I miss something, make sure you drop it in the comments there. But that's where it starts right there. And then we're going to go straight to the right and into that dump valve or the gray tank, which is the one in the back. But that's how it looks starting right now. All right, so back here, I already started with the 2 strainers, and I started just because I want to make sure I work out all the kinks before I put it on a video. I did it just a little bit differently than I did on the previous 2 builds that I did, one of them being mine, the original, and then the second one that I did. And on the other ones, I didn't use plumber's putty. And throughout like the months and the years, I've done a little bit more plumbing stuff, and I found that this plumber's putty is actually pretty cool if you learn how to use it. So I watched a couple YouTube videos. We learn everything on YouTube, and I learned how to use this plumber's putty so I can use it on these strainers, being the 3 compartment sinks, and they work really well, and we have no leaks on the ones that we've done now. So we're gonna try to do it again on this one. So this is how it's gonna look. These are the 2 strainers. Let me show you from the aerial view on how we're gonna put the plumber's putty in. So first what we do, and there's probably more professional plumbers on here, and I always love input, good, bad, or ugly, and we just roll it out into like a little snake. That's kind of what I've seen people do, and just like that. And then we put it around the strainer. So here's a strainer that we're using, and then this is that part that we're going to use later right here. We don't need it right now. And in the beginning, I always thought for some reason that this was garbage, but it actually serves a purpose. I talked to one of my plumber's buddy when I was out on the construction site, and he said that's very important because when you put this part on, being the little, I don't know, the fastener on here, it's not a screw head, but it is we'll call it the strainer holder. That's what we're gonna call it. So what it does is that obviously on here it comes, this is how a strainer comes. This goes to the top, and this is where the plumber's putty goes right there. And then this goes underneath the 3 compartment sink. And then when this strainer holder goes on here, this is used as almost like lubricant. That's what he was telling me, but it helps it slide. It helps this slide. That way this gasket doesn't get bunched up when it's rubbing rubber to the metal. That's what he said. So it's nice, so it keeps it nice and slick. So there is a method to the madness of why they put this piece of paper or a little slider on here. I always thought it was garbage, so I always threw it out, but know that it actually serves a purpose. So let's continue. So I have my little snake here that I made, and then you put it around the strainer as such, just like that. So there we go, we got our layer of plumber's putty right here. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna lay it right on top of here, being the 3 compartment sink hole. As you can see, I already did it on this one, and I did it on this one right there. So now we're going to take it right here, and we're going to set it in, and we're going to press it down, and you're going to see it squeeze. You're going to see that plumber's putty squeeze out. That is the point of it. We're just going to cut out the excess right now. All right, so there it is. And then we come down here. Where is this one at? Let's see if I can find it. There it is right there. If you can see it, let me get my knife really quick. One time when I was doing these 3 compartment sinks, what I messed up on is I actually left this whole ball of plumber's putty on here, and I had a leak. So I had to go back and fix it. So we just take that excess off. This is the only way that I know how to do it. So it has worked for me so far. You take that off right there. You take this off on this side. Alrighty, so there's that part like that. We just clean up, make sure that we don't have anything in there. Then we put that piece, the gasket, and then the little slider right underneath, as such. And then we put our strainer attachment bracket, and we're gonna call it the strainer squeezer. You guys know the right name, let me know. We're just gonna find the threads. There it is. And then we just squeeze it in. And then we take our channel locks. And then we're gonna tighten it up. And we did the same thing with the hand sink. We put the plumber's putty right on top. And then we squeezed it just like that. And we're just tightening it up. That's all we're doing here. And then we don't want that gasket to get bunched up there. For some reason on mine, it doesn't leak. Maybe I just squeezed the crap out of it. And it has no choice but to stay put. But there it is. That's how these three strainers on the 3-compartment sink look like. And now what we do is this part right here. We're not gonna do it right now, but I'm just gonna show you this part right here. It has a little insert, like a little plastic insert. This goes right in here, just like that. And then this is how we're gonna connect all our 1.5-inch PVCs on here, starting from here, 90 into this with the T to T, and then there we go that way. So that's how this looks on here. That's how the top looks on top with the 3-compartment sink with the strainers. There's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. And then there's the hand sink right there. Oh, let me clean this up. So I secured the 3-compartment sink, and all I do to secure the 3-compartment sink is on the tabs right here in the corners. I put the 3/4 inch number 12 screws like I did here, and I did the same thing on this side. That's all I do to secure the 3-compartment sink, and the feet flanges right there, I secure them right there. And that has caused me no issues on any type of work that I've done here in the 3-compartment. And then I put like a cutting board right on top so that this thing isn't dead space while I'm cooking. It's used for like almost like a prep surface. So now what we're going to be doing is actually connecting all the plumbing that goes through the 3-compartment sink. Back here I drilled out my gas pipe that's going to go out there. I did it just because I wanted to make sure that I clean underneath the tanks and that I have a good connection. And it's easier to get the drill in right now before having all these pipes in there. So I'm just drilling the hole, but I'm not running the gas lines right now. I do have, this is the part that's gonna start off the entire plumbing in a 3-compartment, being the most left-hand side sink that's on there. We have our 1.5-inch trap adapter. Make sure that it has this side right here where it actually fits into a short 90 as such. As I mentioned again, there is no P-traps in this system because I do get that question quite a bit. You want to make sure you get a couple measurements in. This is the tailpiece, the drain tailpiece, 1.5 inches as well. And what I'm doing here is I want to measure, because you want to make sure that it goes on a pitch, almost like a downhill pitch like that. That way all your water drains out. So if I measure here and this, I'm going to put almost to the top where it fits right there. And if I go here and I measure to the top of that 1.5 inches, I'm at about 23 inches. And if I go to the bottom, I'm at about 21 inches. So now I'm going to go to my tank over here and measure if it will actually run downhill based on that measurement. So at the bottom here, I am at 17.5. So it gives me about 1.5 inches to be able to pitch this down, which is plenty for the system that we're doing. We just want to make sure that it gets a nice downhill action. And then down here, we're going to also add a like a backflow valve. That way no water gets back in here. Once it goes down, it's not going to flap back into your system. So that's something that we also add, is a 1.5 inch backflow preventer. So I just want to make sure that I ran you through that part. You want to make sure that you are in this way down. And this is how I do it. If you see down here, this is a flange foot. And I left the leg on here. Typically you would replace the leg that's on your 3-compartment sink, and this would take over. But since we need that dip down, this gives me enough height, extra height, to be able to get that drain angle that we want, or else it wouldn't work, because this is about 2 inches, so we'd be about even. So that's why I left that piece like that. So when you see all my 3-compartment sink systems, it always has this like that. It might not be the same for yours because you might have cabinets, but for me, since I cannot use cabinets, that's how I have to make it work. So I left that, and it's never given me any issues. So there it is.
So these right here are called drain tailpieces, 1.5 inch, and I found these at Home Depot. I don't find them where the PVC section is, but I do find them where like all the drain things are for like the kitchen. So that's where I found these. I like using the Fusion all-in-one cement instead of the 2-bottle process, which is the primer and then the glue. It works really well. Also, I'm going to link all my paid Amazon affiliate links. That way you guys can buy anything you need on this video. And then obviously the next ones that are coming up being like the water pump, the PEX. What else are we doing? We're doing all the plumbing next and the gas. So get ready for that.
Wanted to show a quick recap of everything we did here on the drain system, just so we can get a nice visual. And it goes a little bit more on a summary basis. We got the little short radius 90. It goes into this piece right here of 1.5 inch, into a T, into another piece that we cut. I bought a big stick of 1.5 inch PVC from Home Depot, 10-footer, into another T. We got all the 3 trap adapters right there. And then we got the drain tail piece, 3 of them right there as well. This goes into the backflow preventer. And then right here, we 90 in. Boom, right into the hand sink. This one is actually a little bit different on the trap adapter. This is the only one that's different. But there you go. That's how that looks right there. And then this is going to be for the next part, the zero gravity or the gravity fill tank right there. I already installed it, but I'm going to show you how I did that step by step. There's a water pump ready as well. And also we're going to be covering the PEX, because that's all part of the plumbing system that we have. But the drain is done. Again, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Any questions that you have, please drop them in the comments, because I answer each and every one myself personally. Frank Baltier's again on how to build your food truck, the video series step-by-step tutorial. Thank you again.